Welcome to the extra channel. I'm not going to call this one the second channel. I feel like everyone calls theirs a second channel. This is the extra channel, and it is very easy to gauge what is going to be happening on this channel. Extra content. There is going to be content that's just like behind the scenes. I've got a fully built engine swap Civic that I do some things on, so there's going to be just random content and things that I get up to that aren't enough to make a full main channel video out of. We all know what a second channel is. It is just a reason for us YouTubers to be lazy but still make content. That is the reason why I'm making this channel. We have still got the BMW M135i. For some reason, I've not managed to find a swap for this, and I think that I don't even know what to do at the end of the day. This is a really, really nice car, and as much as I would love to keep it, I do need to swap it, but for some reason I've not been offered anything of more value, which we will get onto in a little while, because I know what the title of this video is going to be, and that is the truth about the A45 Amg that we actually went and tried to swap for this BMW M135i. I found out loads of information about it that I'm obviously going to update you guys with. I'm going to go through a load of the YouTube comments as well, because a lot of people were, well, speculating about the A45. A lot of people were saying it was me just being stupid. You could have took trolleys, you could have took this, you could have took tools, and I'll explain why we didn't take them tools, and it'll all make a lot of sense. But for now, yeah, the BMW M135i is still here, and if you do watch the main channel, which I'm assuming everyone kind of does so far, yeah, this is the car that we got from Birmingham, and it barely ran. It literally barely even made it onto the driveway, and we fixed it, repaired it, and now it is up for swap. So it goes without saying, if any of you guys have got anything that you want to swap for this car, then let me know. I think the reason that this hasn't gone yet is simply because it is a lot more on insurance, and people can't insure the car. For me, if I was to change my insurance over, they want 300 quid a month, and I'm 27 years old with 7 years no claims, and they want £300 a month. So maybe for a swapping kind of idea, BMW might not have been the best way to go. Reason being is they are rear wheel drive. This is a good thing about the second channel. I mess up my words. I don't have to redo anything. We're keeping it in. Yeah, these are rear. Maybe I might edit that bit out, I don't know. These are rear wheel drive, 3 litre 6-cylinder turbo. So they are a pretty kind of iffy car to insure, which again, I think that is the reason why I've not been able to swap it on yet. I've been offered loads, but nothing that I think will be a great upgrade. I got offered a Mark 7 Golf R. The guy contacted me, and I was like, probably not. Then he contacted me again, and I was then like, okay, you know what, screw it, we'll take a bit of a sidestep. Pretty much agreed everything, sorted out recovery, got a date sorted pretty much, and at the last second the guy says, oh, can you give me £1,000 on top? When without the issues, his car was only worth £1,000 more than this one. So that ended up going out the window. It's just been a really frustrating time trying to swap this car. I'll get so many people message me, and I'll be like, great, yeah, we'll swap. And then again, at the last second, they'll ask for cash, which this is swapping. I can't do cash. So it's been really frustrating, but I mean, I'm pretty happy driving around in this car. Yeah, anyway, that's the BMW. We are going to be collecting another car tomorrow, which I am starting a completely different series with alongside the BMW series. Now, the series is going to be, I'm going to set a goal. I'm going to set the car that I want to achieve with this new series, and the way I've got to achieve it is by only buying abandoned cars. That is the only catch to it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I do have a lot of fun when it comes to abandoned cars, getting them back on the road, giving them a new lease of life, and that one is going to be a buying the cars, selling them, and then going on to the next one, and we'll be setting a car which has been a dream car of mine as the goal. Get that car, modify it, do a whole kind of big massive video modifying that car, then we'll go again. We'll start again with another car, buy another cheap car, repair that from being abandoned, and we'll set another car as a goal and start building a collection of like cool cars. So yeah, obviously the goal with this one is a supercar. Then the series that I'm going to get the car of tomorrow, I hope you're following along, that's like a sick performance car that I've wanted for a long time. So that's going to be really fun. We've got loads of stuff coming. Now, another thing, before we get into the truth of the A45 AMG, a lot of people ask me where I film my videos. This is literally my driveway, and these are 3 4.5 by 3 meter gazebos, just kind of, well, bolted together really. These are from a company called Rock Awnings. I'll leave their link in the description, and there's a discount code down there if you do want to use it. I get no commission or anything out of it. They just helped me out over the winter periods in being able to work on my cars. So yeah, this is the 1 gazebo, then it's 2, and then in between them we've got these like little gutters that just push the rain out down onto the neighbours pretty much. And yeah, this keeps me dry. The car's wet because it was outside, but it keeps me dry. It's not warm, but it's dry. And yeah, the reason these are ripped, I have got replacements, to be fair. Rock Awning have very kindly sent me out some replacements, but the reason they are ripped is because we had a huge storm, and basically the gazebo kind of, these pushed against this horrible corner here and basically just ripped. That's the only reason. The other ones haven't. They're absolutely fine. The only reason, like I say, is just because they pushed against this corner of the kind of concrete pillar and started to rip. It doesn't go anywhere. I've literally attached it on all 4 corners. There is a big beam there that is stopping it from blowing anywhere. It's attached to that concrete pillar there, and then in the corners over here it's quite literally strapped down onto concrete, so it's not going anywhere, and it served me really well. The only thing is, in summer it's either going to go one of 2 ways. It's going to be like a microwave in here and it's going to trap in all the heat, or it's going to be quite bearable and it's going to just shade me in the summer. But that is one thing we're going to have to see. But yeah, Rock Awnings, I'll leave their link in the description for all those people asking. I guess now it's time to tell you the truth about the A45 AMG. Okay, the story with the A45 AMG. Now, I have had loads of comments on that video. A lot of negative comments, actually. Some people kind of going in on the A45 owner. A lot of people going in on me for not being prepared. And I thought this is a perfect video to make on a second channel on why and what actually happened that day. So, starting off, I put the BMW up for swaps, and it was quite literally about a day after I'd announced it for swaps, I got a message through Facebook Marketplace. So the guy didn't actually, I don't think he actually knew about the channel. Now, let me first start off by saying, I still speak to the guy. I actually still speak to Simon, and he keeps giving me updates on the BMW. And the guy is absolutely sound. We'll get into his story and the truth in a minute. But yeah, so he pretty much told me about the A45, and obviously I saw an A45 AMG that literally did not run at all. The A45 was worth about, I'd probably say about £2,500 to £3,000 more than the M135i. I was very tempted and very interested, but obviously he told me it doesn't run. It doesn't even start, and there's no proof of it actually starting, which I had just put this car up for swaps. So I was kind of at one of them where I was like, okay, let me see what I get offered and I will get back to you. And then he also did say that he was going to get the car sorted himself, and if I want to wait until it's sorted, he's happy to wait and still do the swap once the A45 AMG is sorted. He says he quite fancies a BMW, etc, etc. So about 3 or 4 days go past, and I'm sat there thinking, well, I'm doing this for a video, and if I was to swap this for a non-running A45 AMG, it would be quite good content. And end of the day, no matter what the car and no matter how much the value of it is, if it makes a good video, that is my main priority. That is the top of the list priority, is making a good video. So I was like, you know what, mate, let's do it, but I'll take it as it is. I'll take it without the front end on. I'll take it with the issues that you've mentioned. He sent me pictures of all the issues with the car. I was like, let's just do it. When's the next day you could swap cars with me? And he was like, this coming Saturday, I'm off work, which was about a week away. I think it was about a week away from when. And I thought, okay, I'll forget trying to swap this car for now. I'm just going to confirm the A45 AMG. I confirmed with him. I said, mate, are you 1000% going to swap cars with me if I can organise a trailer and get this done? You're not going to back out on me last minute, because I will be willing to wait a week, miss an upload just to get this car off you. And he was like, yes, 100%, no problem, which he stuck to his word with. Great, perfect. I said to him, does the car roll? He said, yes, the car rolls. It rolled off a recovery truck after I had a garage look at it into the position it's in. So without a doubt, it should roll onto your trailer. You may just need a winch to be able to drag it up onto the trailer in case we weren't strong enough to push it or whatever. So brilliant. The car rolls. It doesn't run. I managed to sort the trailer and we had a winch. Perfect. Right. Let's make the drive up to Wales and we're going to swap this car. Brilliant. So we make the drive, we get up there and I do all the filming, etc, etc. And at the time of when I arrive, I don't really want the owner to go around of what's wrong with the car. I'm kind of, for the content, I'm kind of like, mate, whatever's wrong with it, I will figure it out on camera, on the driveway. It's more entertaining and it's better of a viewing if I figure out the problems as I go instead of just being told them all. So I obviously knew the basics, and I was like, sweet, perfect, right, if I could get him to do a little bit of filming with me. And this is something I want to address as well. A lot of people instantly see people with me blurring their face and instantly think they're dodgy, they're trying to hide something. Guys, there's like, I think on average 80,000 people every single video are watching the swapping series. Some people aren't kind of confident or comfortable or even want their face being in front of that many people, which I understand. That is 1000% understandable. It doesn't mean they're dodgy. Look at the guy, look at Mohammed that swapped us the BMW. This car has been great. Nothing dodgy about it at all. He just didn't want his face in tens of thousands of people, which is 100% understandable. That isn't a reason for him to say he's dodgy. End of the day, you've got to remember, I've got the footage without any blurring. I blur it in the editing. So worst case scenario, I've still got his face. And if I wanted to, not that I ever would, but if I wanted to, I could put their face out there, and they are happy to go in front of the camera just if you can blur their face. That it's not dodgy. The fact that they are okay with me filming them and then just blurring their face afterwards just shows that they're not really hiding anything, because again, I have got the raw footage of their face. So if they came around and said, mate, I don't want to be on camera at all, no matter if you're going to blur my face or not, I want to be completely anonymous, then I'd be like, maybe something is a little bit untoward here. But yeah, don't read too much into the face blurring. That is simply, some people don't want their face in front of thousands of people, which is fair enough. So, sidetracked a little bit there. We get there and everything is all good. We had a little bit of an issue with the battery. The battery had gone flat, so we couldn't actually get the handbrake off for about 20 minutes. So we had to figure all that out. We then put the caddy in front of the car, jumped it off the caddy, which was enough power to release the handbrake. Right, perfect, great. Baz, with the trailer, he went down the road, opened it all up, ready for us to push the A45 AMG in. Now, obviously, at the point, I thought the car rolled, so didn't think of a need to bring skates. Didn't really need any tools. I'm not going to fix it there and then, so why would I take tools? This was literally just going to be handbrake off, push it onto the trailer, off we go at home, push it onto the driveway, and then I was going to start with the diving into what's wrong and getting the tools out and properly having a good look through the car. So yeah, we release the handbrake and go to push the car, and a lot of people, this is the part where I got a lot of kind of, not hate, it's a weird word, but I got a lot of comments about is, mate, it's clearly not the calipers seized. You can see the wheels moving, which I'll be completely honest, at the time, I didn't realise. I don't know if you noticed in the video, I'm actually sat in the car and all I can feel is this. That's all I can feel. I can't see what the wheels are doing. I can't really gauge anything. The dashboard, all the lights are on. The gearbox wasn't lighting up to say park, neutral, drive, anything. All I can feel is just them trying to push the car. Obviously, Georgia was filming, so she can actually, not that I told her to look out for that, but she didn't really clock it either, and she wasn't looking for it, to be honest. So I didn't actually see the wheels kind of doing that a little bit, which made it very obvious that the car was just stuck in park. And a lot of people were saying, well, you could have just got 2 trolley jacks and 2 skates and pushed it on that way, blah, blah, blah. 1, we didn't have them. And 2, I didn't even think to go to Halfords and get any skates, because we were kind of in a little bit of a rush to get back home, and we just weren't prepared for that. We were prepared for what we thought it was, and that's just to push it onto the trailer. Now, Simon, the owner of the Mercedes, he didn't know why it was doing that. Like, he had no clue as to why that car wasn't coming out of, well, wasn't moving. It was a little bit weird, and it kind of follows into the truth about that A45 AMG, because the problems with that car were it didn't run, it had just had the timing chain done, and a garage had done the timing chain, not done it properly, or not put the key in the ignition when the car was to be turned on, and it had lost sync with the gearbox. The gearbox needed a special Mercedes software, I forget the name, to resync it with the ECU to be able to let that car know that it is in park, so it will turn on. Now, I get why a lot of people would speculate, mate, that engine's locked, the engine seized, that's why it wasn't moving, etc, etc. And here is the actual truth. Now, about 2 days after I uploaded the video where we attempted to go and swap this car, I get these messages sent to me, and one of them is a link to a advert of that specific A45 AMG for sale on a website with 98,000 miles on the clock, which the car at the time had 107, so it wasn't that long ago. I get that sent to me, and I also get a screenshot of a recovery business slash mobile mechanic with a post on Facebook like you saw on the screen, and it basically was just a business post saying, here's the job I've done today. I've put back together this A45 AMG, but the car's lost sync with the gearbox, so it will not start. I decided to then message that recovery company. Now, I didn't doubt what Simon was saying, but I did also want to kind of find out. I was curious, I was invested. So I actually messaged him, and fully enough, he messaged me back and said, mate, I already watched the channel. I know exactly what you were doing. I just haven't watched your latest video yet, or I would have been able to tell you a bit of information about that car. So here is the truth. That engine wasn't locked, it wasn't seized, it span completely freely, it turned over absolutely fine. It had a brand new Mercedes timing chain on it. Everything that Simon said, all checked out. A garage had messed around with it, they'd messed it up, and they'd gave it him back in the condition that it was in. I don't know what Simon and that garage have had going on, whether they've sorted it out, whether he's got refunded. I'm not sure what was actually going on there, but what I do know is the current condition of that engine is absolutely fine. It, like I say, he told me that it turns over. He said he's put it back together with his own bare hands, and that car is fine. He said he doesn't know much about the gearbox to the ECU communication error. That is a little bit kind of, I don't know who you'd have to be to know exactly what that was, but as that engine goes, that engine was absolutely fine, which is pretty good to know. Since then, I have been talking to Simon, and he has actually told me that on them cars, a lot of people were commenting saying you can go underneath and flick a kind of switch to put them into neutral, and that is what I should have done at the time. Now, Simon has been going back and forth with a company that he has booked the car in with now to get it all done, and apparently that isn't the case with them cars. Because of the all-wheel drive system, apparently with the A45 AMGs, you can't knock them into neutral. That is something that just doesn't work with them cars. I don't know. I haven't dived into it, and I am not actually sure, but that is what Simon has been told, and that is the information he has told to me. So at the time of going to get that car, there wasn't much more I could do. Obviously I could have put it on skates. That is an option, and just risked that the car was going to be okay. But at the time we weren't prepared for that, and we just turned away. And I did feel bad on Simon, but what can you actually do? Like, what could I actually do? At that time, I couldn't get that car to move, and we didn't really know anyone that could help us all the way in Wales. Well, at least I didn't. So the truth with that car is the engine's fine. Simon was just a genuine person / genuine owner. We found out who put the car back together, and yeah, it was just a genuine car. Like, it's a shame that it was stuck and we couldn't get it, because trust me, I'd love to be cracking on with trying to get that car. But yeah, Simon has got the A45 Amg booked in for the 20th of March, I think, to all be sorted and put back on the road. So who knows, maybe by that time we may be able to do a deal and go and try and do it again. But yeah, that's the truth with the A45 Amg. It's just a shame I couldn't actually get it to move that day. So yeah, again, guys, if you've got anything to swap me for this M1355, then please let me know. But I thought I'd give you a proper good update on the behind the scenes of that video. So yeah, I'm going to end that one here. I'm glad you guys kind of know the truth now. Stay tuned on the main channel. We've got a new car drop in on Monday, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on this second channel. We've got a Nürburgring trip coming up in about a week, and yeah, we're going to have some fun on this channel. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment and subscribe. Catch you in a bit. Peace.